Hello.
Hiya.
Jai Jinendra.
We can hear you, man.
Jai Jinendra. Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra, ma'am.
Jai Jinendra, ma'am.
Jai Jinendra, ma'am.
Jai Jinendra. 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. Yes. Good morning, everybody. Have you done the prayer? Hello.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Oh, request you all to sit straight, folded hands, close your eyes, get connected with the inner core, get connected with Panch Parameshti and their Agya. Moksha Margasya Netaram, Hetaram Karma Bhubratam, Snataram Vishwa Tattvanam, Vande Tadguna Labhai. I bow down to the promulgators of the pathway of liberation who have destroyed the great heaps of karma, the knowers of reality, so that we all may realize the same. We are doing Barah Bhavna Anushilan, a brief summary. We have done a prelude to it, and we have done the Anitya Bhavna. And today I request you all to take up the Asharan Bhavna chapter that is there in your book, Hindi book, page number is 33. As the word suggests, Asharan Bhavana. Bhavana means, see, we all know that nobody can give you shelter. That is at the knowledge level. But when it comes to the faith level, the belief level, only then the real Bhavana will start. I'll mute everybody. I'm not the host, so I cannot mute.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So please maintain some silence. And I hope you all enjoyed the treatment given to Anitya Bhavana. We may or we may not be able to give the same treatment to all the Bhavanas in the class, but I request you all to give the same treatment when you study it in detail and enjoy it and study, and not just at the knowledge level, but at the reasoning level, at the faith level, at the pratiti level, realization level, you try to take it. Okay. So Jainism is not merely teaching and learning. It is a practice. It is a way of life. Okay. And that way of life is an enlightened, compassionate, spiritual, non-violent way of life. So to come to that way of life, we take to bhavanas. Bhavana means earnest desire. Earnest matlab very sincere wish and continuous wish. It's not just mere wishing that, okay, I want to go to US, I want to go to America, I want to go to Europe, or I want to go to the moon. No. Supposing you have a desire to go to US or to the moon, you should know the way to it. In the same way, when you say moksha or liberation or moksha marg, you should know the we are discussing through the Barah Bhavanas. Okay. So Asharan Bhavana tells us that everything in this universe, in this world is shelterless. No dravya can give shelter to another dravya. In fact, no gun can give shelter to another gun. The goldness of gold cannot adopt the silverness of silver. Even though they can coexist, they cannot give shelter. Shelter ka matlab hai, okay, chalo, you don't do anything, I'll do everything for you. Like they say, no, the grace of God, surrender to God, and He'll do everything for you. Such concept is not there in Jainism. Everybody have to work out their own liberation. No Aryant can make another person Aryant. So understand that Aryant Bhagwan, who are awful in the material world, even they cannot do anything for anybody unless and your punya is there with you. You get punya through dharam activity. Through dharam, you don't get punya. You get somewhere nirjara. Through real dharam means atmanubhurma and nirjara karma, annihilation of karma. Maximum time shubh kriya, shubh bhav. So that will lead to punya. So the higher your spiritual quotient, higher will be the corresponding punya. Okay, if your spiritual quotient is 0, your punya also will be of a low quality. Only a samyak drishti jeev, when he is not experiencing the pure soul, he will be highly positive. That time he'll be binding the highest kind of punya. And it could be Tirthankar Nam. So now Asharan Bhavna. Very beautiful first shlok, page number 33. I'm not going to read the Hindi, but I'll explain it in English. Just imagine that you have to travel, you have to journey across a river. You take a boat. And if the boat has got holes, can you travel? Can you ferry across the river? You cannot. So just imagine you want to go to the other side of the river bank, a river. You want to reach the shore, but your boat is got holes. And secondly, it is topsy-turvy in the waters. It is not moving steadily. And thirdly, the one who is rowing the boat is negative-minded. He's evil-minded. Okay, he's evil-minded. He does not bother whether you drown or whether he ferries you across the ocean. He is not. So he is called a now in this situation, who can give you shelter? Tell me. So if your bhagya is not on your side, you will drown. And if your bhagya is on your side, maybe you will get somebody, some help, some another raft or something. Got it? So the first verse tells us that, one second, eight minute. Oh. Yes, somebody is trying to tell me something in the chat box. Let me look at it. There seems to your voice is constantly breaking. Now, how is my voice? Hello, better?
Yes, ma'am, it's fine.
Yes,
Okay.
better, ma'am. Fine.
Okay. Thank you, thanks. Okay, so here they are trying to tell us that all people, places, situations in this world are temporary and they cannot give you permanent shelter. All sanyog means all associations of people, places, things and situations are temporary and they cannot give you permanent refuge. Even Pancha Parmeshti cannot give you permanent refuge. Then why do we say Chattari Saranam Pavajami, Ariyante Saranam Pavajami? And you should see that in the Chattari Saranam, the last is Kevali Panatam Dhammam Saranam. You have to take the Sharan of the Dharma preached by Kevali Bhagwan. That only is Ariyanta Siddha Sahu Saranam. Because they also have taken refuge in that Dharma. So, Ariyant Bhagwan as a person is less important and the preachings of Ariyant Bhagwan are more important. दादा से भी ज्यादा दादा की आज्ञा को मानने वाला पोता ही दादा को प्रिय होता है. I give respect to my dada, but I don't follow what he's telling. I'll do the exact opposite of what he's telling. So you cannot be in the good books of the dada. right? So like that you have to understand. Now, then he says, at the time of death, not one single second can be increased or decreased. Nobody can tell. Instead of you, I will go. Today, instead of you, I will go. Okay, you need if Yamraj comes, Yamraj means it's a mythological god of death. And tell him you wait for a minute and then I'll go finish this work and come. No, kuch nahi chalne wala. So remember, we all have a date with death. When death strikes, what will you do? Will you seek shelter in your bank lockers and property and family? Mera pota aaya nahi, mera beta aaya nahi, meri behan aayi nahi. Now I'm reminded of a very small story. One Seth was there, and never all his life he never did any dharma dhyan. And he was very what to say, possessive about his wealth and family and everybody. Now he was on his deathbed, and his family members tried to tell him कि आप हरि नाम लो, भगवान का नाम लो, don't worry about us. And they'll keep telling him, and 1 minute he will try to go in in dhyan, and next minute he'll say, hey, look, I have given this money to that person, you go and collect it. Again, after 2 minutes, he'll say, oh, I have to give that person that money, please give it. Like that, he kept on telling. And then finally, it was a big compound in his house. There were some murga murgi, all cocks and hens and cattle and everything were there in the compound. And the cow, was eating the straw from the jhadu, from the broomstick. And then he said, look at that cow. It is eating the jhadu. It is eating the broomstick. And unke pran nikal. Unke pran nikal gaye. That means what? Now such a person will be reborn as something in that compound or house depending on his punya. If his punya is good, he may be born as his own grandchild. If his punya is less, maybe he can be born as an insect or an animal in that house. Kyunki asakti na, attachment. He did not think of his soul. He did not think of Paramatma. He didn't think of Paramartha. He was worried about mundane things. So he will again get a mundane life depending on his stock of punya. Understood, dear? So here they are telling that nobody can increase your life. Ras rasayan sut subhat. कोई नहीं बचा पाएगा. रस रसायन का मतलब है यहाँ पर any medicine, any kind of treatment. Sut means child, children. Subhat means powerful ministers or anybody. Nobody can save, even the Pope or Acharya or anybody. Okay, so both birth and death, time and again, one life to another life. We are going on and not knowing where to go and how to go. So now, Asharan Bhavna does not Asharan Bhavna just does not tell you that there is no Asharan. Second part of Bhavna tells you who is Sharan, then who is Sharan. Then they say, Nij Atma Nishchay Sharan. Vyavahar se Paramatma. From the Nish, we have studied, no? Shuddhatam Aru Panchaguru, Jagame Sarana Doi. Shuddhatam and Panchaguru. Panchaguru means Pancha Parmeshwar. यही दो शरण है और कोई शरण नहीं, कोई भी शरण नहीं. See, since Anadikal, our Atma also has done all violent activities. It has gone to Narak. Nothing that our soul has not done except Ratnatre. Violence, you name it, everything the soul has gone through. But still, the soul has remained pure. All that purity of the soul is the forgiving nature of the soul. आपने कितने पाप किए, Atma never left you. Atma never left you means Atma never, the Gyan Atma never left the Kashay Atma. It was always there. Okay, so that is, it is ready to give you Sharan. It is ready to take you in its fold. provided the paryay looks at the Trikali Dhruv Dravya. You are only the Dravya, you are only the paryay. You are a complex reality. The paryay is interested in par and par paryay and never interested in the Trikali Dhruv Dravya. So when you take refuge in your Trikali Dhruv Swabhav, you get Ratnatraya, you get Keval Gyan, you get Moksha, and eternally you enjoy the fruit of it. You understand? कहते हैं ना, एक समय की कमाई अनंत काल तक खाएगा. एक समय की कमाई मतलब आत्म अनुभव की कमाई को अनंत काल तक सिद्धावस्था में भोगेगा. You understand? Patni sir, समझी गए हो? ओके. जो खोजता पर की शरण वह आत्मा बहिरात्मा. The atma that seeks refuge outside is called Bahiratma. The Atma that seeks refuge inside is called Antaratma. And when it has taken the shelter of its supreme self and become one with it, it is the Paramatma. And every soul has the potential to rise to the Paramatma level. But how many people can rise? Like every Indian citizen has the right to, or the constitution gives us the right to become the Prime Minister, President of India. Right? Every citizen of India has the right to become anybody. But will everybody become the President, Prime Minister? It's again a long process, no? Commitment, vision, activities, orientation, so many things. Like the same thing you apply for Moksha Marga, commitment, devotion, activities, everything. Okay. So Dhruv Dham se jo vimukh, vah paryay hi sansar hai. When the paryay means your Gyan Swabhav is not interested in Gyan Swabhav, then that paryay is called as sansar. It is not interested in the eternal pure soul, that is Dhruv Dham. 4 धाम की यात्रा किए लेकिन ध्रुव तत्व के नहीं पहचाना. So 4 धाम की यात्रा will give you punya, and Dhruv Dham ki yatra will give you the kingdom of God or moksha or whatever. And adoration of the Dhruv Dham, adoration that I am a pure soul, I am an eternal pure soul, I am a knower and seer and not a doer of all this sansar prapanch. That adoration is the essence of all aradhana, is the essence of all religious and spiritual activities. Okay. Next, they are telling all sanyog are asharan. Sanyog means anything that comes in contact with you goes away from you. Today you wore a set of, your family comes in contact with you, then they go the parents got you in the world, you get your children in the world, the parents leave you, then you leave the children. So it is like we go in a train and different stations, people board the train and get down from the train. So like that, we are on a long journey and our parents were sitting in the train. Then we got into the train. Then parents get down on another station. Then we get our children in another station. And then we get down. Then they get down. Then it goes on and on and on. So our train of our journey is going on, but we don't know where we want to reach. For what we are doing all this. Okay. So all associations are asharan. You yourself are capable of giving yourself sharan. When I say you yourself means the Trikali Dhruv Dravya. Give yourself sharan means the paryay has to take sharan in the Trikali Dhruv Dravya. Paryay laya dharma. Laya dharma means it will vanish. Laya means pralay. It will go off. All your childhood went off. Your youthhood is gone. Your old age will go. Then death will go. Then another birth will go. Like that, every paryay goes into the womb of past. And new paryay in future are waiting to come. Okay, so no paryay can give you sharan. Nij atma dhruv dham hai. Parantu dravya shashvat hai. Paryay lay dharma, but the dravya is trikali dhruv dravya. Knowing this truth is the essence of bhavana, and adoration of the eternal pure soul is the essence of all adoration. This is the meaning of the four beautiful verses written in Hindi, prelude to the Asharan Bhavna. Am I with all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Clear,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, now you all know Maslow's law. Maslow talks of the basic law in human management studies. First, you have the basic needs, then you have your security needs, you know, then you have your psychological needs, then you have your self-esteem needs, and then you have self-actualization. Go and Google Maslow's law of hierarchy. He says your basic needs, when they are satisfied, your security needs will be satisfied. Like, for example, only when you have got your basic food, water, shelter, you will go for an insurance policy. Right? Now that your family and everybody is secure, then you will go to be an artist or some psychological needs, some self-esteem, some hobbies, some painting. You will nurture something, going for yatra, going for seva. All these are your psychological needs. And then finally, fifth step, he says, self-actualization. Self-actualization is Samyak Darshan, according to Jainism. But Jainism says, how much ever you solve your basic needs, your security needs, all these are assurance. Self-actualization only will give you the real sharan. Okay. So he uses the words all sanyog and paryay. Write down if you want. All sanyog and paryay are anitya, that we studied in the last bhavana. Kshana bhangur, momentary. Whereas your pure soul is dhruv. Dhruv. It is not kshana bhangur, it is nitya. It is chirasthai. It will remain eternally the same. Now, experiencing that chirasthai nature is samaik. Oh, I have not experienced that. I'm sorry. That is pratikraman. In future, I will be careful about it. That is pratyakhyan. Understood, dear?
Ma'am, can you please repeat? I just
Samaik,
want to note down.
pratikraman, pratyakhyan.
Yes, what is cheese
Being, experiencing the Dhruv Swabhav. Experiencing the Dhruv Swabhav is samaik. Experience of the Dhruv Swabhav is samaik. Oh, I did not experience it. Even though I was that. I did all the 18 pap, 5 pap. I kept wandering outside the Atma, looking for permanent happiness in impermanent things. I'm sorry. Realization, I'm sorry. That is pratikraman. And in future, I will not wander outside. I'll be careful. I resolve not to search for permanent happiness in impermanent things. Not to expect anything from anybody. Take things as they come, with equanimity, with positivity. That is pratyakhyan. You know why we do this Ratri Bhojan Tyag? What should be the spirit behind it? I finished my dinner by 6 o'clock. Sunset, that is sunset. So from sunset to sunrise, the thought of food will not bother me. Which food? Panch indriya ka food, 5 indriya food, 5 indriya vishay. I had to earn for my family. I had to take care of the body. Everything I have done now. Now sunset to sunrise is the time for my Atma. I'll do Swadhyay, Dhyan, Swadhyay, Dhyan, Swadhyay, Dhyan. So that Vikalp should not bother me. For that we do the Pratyakhyan. And we thought just doing that Pratyakhyan is dharma. No. Mere Pratyakhyan is good, but not good enough. But in Samesa, you will study Gyan hi Pratyakhyan hai. Nanam Pachakhanam, Nanam Padikamanam, Atma hi Samaik hai. This is told in the Shwetambar text. And Gyan hi Pratikraman hai, Gyan hi Pratyakhyan hai is told in the Digambar text. Chirasthai means eternally there. Okay. Now, an Agyani will have Rag, and even a Gyani will have Rag. But there is a lot of difference between both. An Agyani, one second. No?
Can anybody tell me which page we are on?
Page number 35.
Thank you.
See, one Gyani also will have Rag, and Agyani also will have Rag. Okay. Now, the Agyani has the Rag that springs from ignorance and perversion. And for a Gyani, that Rag can be because he is not able to absorb in the eternal pure soul. You understand? Agyani has the Rag to increase his Rag and Sansar. And a Gyani has a Rag out of weakness. He is not able to absorb in the eternal pure soul. Okay. So a Gyani will take to the contemplation of Ashar and Bhavana to absorb in the pure soul. Whereas for an Agyani, it can be just a formal way of reflection. Okay. So this is the meaning that is given in the first page. Now, of all that is coming in contact with the soul, the prime contact is of the body. Okay. The soul has come in contact with the body. Next life, it will be another body. It will go on and on. So even that body cannot give you Sharan. Now they are giving you some 8 reasons for that. First reason, to take care of the body, what all we do? We take to food and medicines. If we don't take food, we'll die. If we don't take medicines, we'll die. So we take to food and medicine to safeguard the body. Second, we worship the pseudo gods and gurus. हे भगवान मेरे परिवार का ध्यान रखना, मेरे शरीर का ध्यान रखना, मेरे को कोई रोग ना आए. Even Bhaktamar we will do ताकि I don't get any disease. Jalodhara bhara bhugna. Third one, we take to mantra chanting. Fourth one, we take to some tantra. Fifth, we make forts, boundaries, army. Then we go to doctors, different specialists. Then we go to mantravadi and tantravadis. And then we have a army. We have bodyguards, we have army, we have a force, bunkers for protection. But when death comes knocking at our doors, nobody can protect. Even Tirthankar Bhagwan cannot live eternally in the physical body. You understand? But using the physical body, they realized the pure soul They absorbed in the pure soul and liberated themselves. And we are using the body for not for realization, but for mere sense pleasures, enjoyment of sense pleasures.
Ma'am, what is the fifth one, ma'am?
Huh?
What is the fifth one after Tantra?
Sixth one is looking for specialists, chikitsak.
No, no. Fifth one.
Fifth one is making strong forts, kila.
Oh, okay.
Fort
Thank
we
you.
make around, no, the palace and all that, no, so that the enemy does not enter.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. हाँ. या उसके ऊपर एक दूसरा चद्दर डाल. एक मिनट क्या बोल रहे हो? Understood, dear? So in Hindi, there's a very beautiful doha, you know, Dal, Bal, Devi, Devata, Mat, Pita, Parivar, Marti, Birya, Jeev ko koi na rakhanhar. Dal means your relatives. Bal means your physical strength, your money power, muscle power, manpower, and Devi Devata, father, mother, and your family, kith and kin. At the time of death, nobody can give you shelter, nobody can give you refuge. Okay. सुर असुर खगादिप जेते मृग ज्यो हरिकाल दलेते मणि मंत्र तंत्र बहु होई मरते न बचावे कोई. सुर असुर खगादिप जितने. सुर मतलब देवता, heavenly beings, even they are not free from the shackles of death. Asur means the lower devata, Bhavanapati and all that. Khagadip means all the Vidyadhar and animals and birds and all these people. Mrig jyo harikal dalete. Mrig means deer or any animal. Harikal dalete. Hari means lion. When the lion pounces on the deer, who can save that deer other than his own strength? Like that, Kal is always dancing on everybody's head. Mani mantra tantra bahu hoi. Let there be thousands of units of wealth you may have. Money, mantra, tantra, all these mantravadi, tantravadi, everybody. At the time of death, nobody can save. But at the time of death, if you have mastered the art of Ratnatraya and applied it, at that time also you can get Keval Gyan and Nirvana. You understand? So death is an examination for which we prepare all our life. In your Pratikraman, you do the Barah Vrat ke Atichar and Sallekhna ke Atichar. Tap ke Atichar or Sallekhna ke Atichar. So anytime death can come. So how to die? No desire to live, no desire to die. No desire for friends, no desire for this life or next life. Complete desirelessness and absorption in the soul can result in Keval Gyan and Nirvana. Provided you have that commitment, insight, far sight, foresight, Ratnatraya on your side. Yeah. वो लंच के लिए बाहर जा. कोई नहीं, नमो ये सो रही. Understood, dear? Understood how powerful this statement is?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
नहीं बस. हाँ. काल सिंह न मृग चेतन को घेरा भव वन में नहीं. It's a very big poem, you know. So I don't want to read it. That same thing is told in a different way. Okay. Now you all know Chakra Ratna, Baladev, Krishna Vasudev. How did Krishna die? They told that not a single dog will be will survive when Dwarka will be burning. This was predicted by Neminath to Krishna Vasudeva. And Krishna went and announced in his kingdom that whoever want to take Diksha, you take. I will take care of your families. I am unable to take Diksha. You know, all Vasudev, they do Nidan and come in their previous life. Even if they want to, they cannot take Diksha. So never do this fancy desires and bind Nidan Bandha. Okay, Nidan naam ka arth dhyan nahi karna. Nidan means desire, fixing the fruit of your austere practices. Do not do that. Oh, I did this, I should get this, I should get that. No. Who knows, you would have got more. You desired and you fixed the fruit of it and you are bound by it. So do not have these fanciful desires. Okay. So when it was announced that Dwarka will not survive, Dwarka will not be there. So many people took Diksha. And many people took to the Vratas. And Krishna and Balram tried to save their parents. But even they could not save them. They tried to save something they could not save. And it was predicted that Sura, Agni and Dvepayan Rishi will be instrumental in bringing down Dwarka. And all three, they tried to check. But eventually, all the three got together and Dwarka got burnt. And it was also predicted that his cousin Jara Kumar will be instrumental in the death of Krishna Vasudeva. So Jara Kumar also went off to a faraway land, thinking that he is not nearby, then how he can be instrumental in the death of Krishna. But when the time came and Krishna had left Dwarka, and after Balram had died, he took his dead body and he was roaming with the dead body for 6 months, hoping that he will be alive. Sorry. It is the other way. After the Vasudev dies, the Balram, they take the dead body and they keep roaming. Ram took the dead body of Lakshman and roamed for 6 months. Likewise, after Krishna died, Balram took the body and roamed for 6 months, like that. Okay. So Jara Kumar went off to a faraway land. But eventually roaming, he came back to the same forest where Krishna was resting after he left Dwarka. And he was wearing his pitambar and he had kept his one leg on another leg and he was resting under a tree. And Dur se Jara Kumar hit an arrow and it hit the right toe, okay, of Krishna and he died. The same way as it was predicted. तो केवली भगवान के ज्ञान में जैसा दिखता है वैसा होता है या होना होता है, इसलिए उनके ज्ञान में दिखता है. Okay, I ask something in Hindi. What is destined to happen is reflected in Kevli Bhagwan's Gyan, and so they reveal it, or they reveal it so it happens like this. Who will tell me?
जो होना होता है वो होते ही रहेगा, and that reflects in their Gyan.
And so they reveal it. That's all. Okay. And according to the questions and nimit in front of them, their Vani comes out. According to the Patra Jeev, the Vani comes. I'll give you one example, very beautiful example given by Panditji. When I say Panditji, I mean Pandit Sumat Prakash, whom I hear regularly. He said, the rainwater is pouring. And if I keep a glass below it, the glass will get full. And if I keep a vessel below it, the vessel will get full. And if there is an ocean below it, the ocean will get filled. You understand what I'm trying to say? So Jinvani is like the rainwater and we are all that small vessels. So if you think you are a small vessel, you will hold only this much of Jinvani. But if you think you are a wide ocean, you will hold the entire. But if you are not Patra, you are Khara Pani, then that rainwater also will become salty water with the Kashai. that Gyan also becomes wish. But if you are rainwater, if you're a river water and that rainwater comes, you keep flowing, you reach your destination like that. Okay, clear? Understood? So in the material world, who is the most powerful? Chakravarti. And in the celestial world, who is most powerful? Indra. Okay. So he says, Kundakunda Acharya says, in Barasa Anuvekha. Kundakunda Acharya has written Barasa Anuvekha. Go and read it. Go and read it. It's a beautiful Prakrit. He says, both of them have Navanidhis and 14 Ratnas. Even they are not what? Secure in this world. Even because they are also under the influence of death. I'm reminded of a very beautiful story. Can I share with all of you? In the
Yes.
Shvetamba tradition, we come across a character called Thavacha Putra. Very beautiful, interesting character. When the Thavacha Putra was a small boy, he went on his terrace, and from the neighbor's house, beautiful music, songs he could hear. He came running to his mother and he said, "Oh mother, I'm listening to beautiful music coming from the neighborhood. What is the matter?" The mother said, "A new child, there's a newborn child in that family. So they're all rejoicing and celebrating." Then he asked, "Mommy, did you also celebrate when I was born?" Mother said, "Yes." And he was a fatherless child. And she said, "Yes." They were not so well-to-do or whatever. And again he says, "Mama, can I go and listen to the same songs and music again?" She said, "Why not? Go, dear." And now when he climbs up the terrace and pays attention, they're all weeping and moaning. And that sound is not bearable. So he comes running to the mother and says, "Ma, I cannot listen to that song. They're all crying. They're all moaning. What is the matter?" The mother says, "The child that was born died. So they're all crying." So then the child asked, "Ma, will I also die?" She said, "Yes, you and I both are subject to death." Then he asked, "What is this birth and death? I don't want to die. Why should I die?" And he was asking all philosophical questions, or not philosophical, basic reality questions. Mother said, "I don't have answers for this. Go and ask Neminath." He goes to Neminath and he understands what is birth, death, Atma, Paramatma, everything he understands. And he comes home. Now he is a grown-up man and he tells his mother, "I want to take Diksha." Okay. The mother said, "No, you can't take Diksha. You're my only child." He says, "No, ma, I have to take and I have to overcome the cycle of birth and death." Diksha का मतलब क्या है? लिख लो. आत्मा में रहने में दक्ष बनना is Diksha. To be efficient in absorbing in the pure soul is true Diksha, Bhava Diksha. Merely changing the clothes and giving up clothes, torturing the head, giving up family is not real. That is Dravya Diksha. Without Bhava Diksha, Dravya Diksha fruit is Punya, zero Moksha.
Miss, very good story. Not heard it earlier.
Then when it is decided that he is going to take Diksha, the mother goes to Krishna Vasudev and tells, "Sir, I would like to borrow your Chhatra and Chamar and Hathi and Rath, everything, so that my son can take Diksha." Krishna says, "Why should he take Diksha?" She tells him the whole reason. He says, wait, I will go and explain to him. There's no need for you to take Diksha." And then he goes to Thavacha Putra and he says, "Please don't take Diksha." That is before he becoming Samyak Drishti, or he wanted to test how firm Thavacha Putra is. So he goes to his house Just imagine Trikhanda Adipati going to the house of a person who wants to renounce the world. That is the power of renunciation. Okay, 1 second, 1 second.
Anybody knows the name of that boy? Bhavcha Putra. What is it?
Ha, Savacha Putra.
Sorry?
Tha Vacha Putra.
Da Vacha Putra.
Tha, T-H-A.
Oh, okay. Ha Vacha. Okay.
Dharmaswala Tha. Okay, so now when Krishna Vasudeva comes to Thavacha Putra, he says, okay, I will not take Diksha, but one condition I have. This is what I wanted to tell you. That there are 4 monsters behind me. 4 bhoot mere piche hai. 4 monsters. Who are those monsters? Out of these 4, 1 I have handled. The other 3 I want to get rid of. If you promise me that these 3 will not come after me, I will not take Diksha. Krishna asks, who are those 4? They are birth, old age, disease, and death. These are the 4 monsters who are there behind everybody's life. If you give me relief from these 4 monsters, I will not take Diksha. Then Krishna says that these 4 are behind me also. This is one thing that I wanted. Understood, all of you? These 4 are behind me also. There is no other way to get rid of these 4 other than Diksha. So no moksha without Diksha, without renunciation. But any and every kind of Diksha also will not lead to moksha. It has to be Samyak Charitra, Samyak Diksha. So you have to take refuge in Ratnatraya. Rather, you have to take refuge in the pure soul, and Ratnatraya will happen. So Ratnatraya is important or pure soul is important?
Pure soul.
But we give more importance to Ratnatraya, more importance to Parmeshti and Atma ka garden Sukha. We are trying to search for Sharan outside. In Ratnatraya, we want Sharan, we Panch Parmeshti, we want Sharan. But without the understanding of pure soul, Ratnatraya Roop Sharan bhi nahi milega. That is why this 5-year study. Okay. Now, one word they have used, very, very beautiful. It is called asahai. Sharan means sahai, asahai. There can be no sahai in this world for this jeev. Now listen to me very carefully. Our Indriya Gyan is called asahai Gyan. Keval Gyan is called asahai Gyan. That means without the Sahaita means help of Indriya and Man, Keval Gyan happens. And with the help of Indriya and Man, Gyan happening is Sahai Gyan. So through sadhana, through Barah Bhavana, we have to go beyond the senses and the mind and experience the Gyan Swabhav Atma and get the Asahai Keval Gyan. I've told a very powerful sentence. Can anybody repeat it, dear? Can anybody repeat that sentence? Hello?
Asahai Gyan is Keval Gyan, and you don't need Indriya and Man.
Then our Gyan is?
Samyak Gyan.
Our
Sahaya Gyan.
happens
Indriya-
Indriya.
Our Gyan is Sahaya Gyan.
right. So in Jainism, man, vachan, kaya are called as danda. You know the meaning of danda? Punishment. You did not explore the kingdom of the pure soul. You are punished in the form of having man, vachan, kaya. But we consider having man, vachan, kaya as a very great thing, no? We are better than the 1 sense, 2 sense, 3 sense, 4 sense. But you are less than Siddha Bhagwan, no? You may be more than 1 sense, 2 sense, 3 sense, 4 sense. But Siddha Bhagwan has no senses. So you are richer than Siddha Bhagwan. No, he has no senses, you have 5 senses. So we are dependent on the 5 senses. One sense cannot do the function of another sense organ. That is why each one is called Indra. Indriya, Indra. In one Devlok, there can be only one Indra. Like that, we are having these 5 Indriya. One Indriya cannot do the function of another Indriya. And listen, the Indriyas do not cognize anything. The cognizer is the soul. But the medium is through the senses and mind. The medium, like current flows, the medium is through the wires. So Indriya and all are the wiring. And the current is the Gyan, that is the Atma. So in some textbooks, Asharan Bhavana is also called as Asahaya Bhavana. I don't need anybody's Sahai. That Bhavana. At the time of death, I will not need the Sahai of my doctors, of my wealth, of my children, of my family. I will be self-sovereign at the time of death. Can we all promise ourselves? That is Samadhi Maran. That is Sallekhana. Do we know the art of dying?
No.
Who is going to learn? Who is going to teach? When are we going to learn? Remember, one breath we will be taking, last breath which will not be there to leave it. Or if we have left the breath, we will not be there to take it again. I can go on and on. I've written this Bhagavati Aradhana. I have co-authored this book, Bhagavati Aradhana. Please get it from our department. 40 aspects of Bhagavad Sallekhana. Read that book. Or read Bhagavati Aradhana. Aradhana, it is Bhagavati Aradhana. Ahimsa Bhagavati ki Aradhana. Kya text hai, kya text hai. You can't read in Prakrit, read in Hindi. You can't read in Hindi, read in English. But read definitely. How many Jains take to Swadhyay regularly? Temple is Samosharan and Bhagwan is Jinvani. So you should take to Shastra reading when you visit the temple. Make Swadhyay your way of life. Every day at least one page I should read. Besides the portions that I'm doing. If you can't read one page also, means then don't talk about Moksha or Atma or Paramatma. Don't do the drama. Now, these Shastra are mirrors for the pure soul. You have to, in that, you have to see your own photo. Atma ka photo dikhata hai. Okay? So, in many books, you have Anitya Bhavana as Asthir Bhavana and Sansar Bhavana as Jagat Bhavana. Okay? Now, no nimit can help you. No nimit can help you. Now, the question is, when they talk of Ashar and Bhavana, why do they talk about death? Because it is given on page number 40. Death is a very sensitive issue. Very sensitive issue. हो गया सब काम. इधर या उधर? The whole world is scared of death. They don't know whether they are cancer patients or terrorists or victims in the jail. Everybody is terrified by death. But a jnani is never fearful of death. You all know Todarmalji's example, no? When the elephant was trying to crush him, he said, do your work, don't worry about it. Hello. Okay. Now they have told us that where is the real Sharan, everything it goes on. Now, can Panchaparmeshti give us Sharan? Can Panchaparmeshti give us Sharan? Then here on page number 42, very beautifully they have told us that always this mind is agitated, anxious, tensed, worried, and ambitious about future, remorse about past, never living in the present. Never it has experienced that peace, inner peace. So always akul, vyakul. So they are telling us that taking refuge in Atma and Paramatma can help you liberate from this anxiety, provided you know the way. So they talk about Panchaparameshti. It is not like a Christian taking refuge in Christ. Like that we take refuge in Paramatma and Paramatma telling us, okay, okay, I will take care of you. No, it's not like that. Okay. So this is what they have told. So when we contemplate like this, our focus changes. Akulta, Vyakulta is arrested. And at that time, if you have the Swadhyay Bal, Ratnatraya can help you evolve spiritually. So here they're telling, besides Panchaparmeshti, Dharma hi hai Sharan. Page number 43. Dharma is the only Sharan. And what is Dharma? Dasalakshan Dharma, Vastu Swabhava Dharma, Ratnatraya Dharma, Ahimsa Paramo Dharma. Okay. So here they have used some words. Come to page number 44. Who is the real Sharan? Write down. Gyan Ghan Pind. Gyan Ghan Pind. Anand Kanda. Param Sharana Bhuta. Nij Paramatma. Gyan Ghan Pind. Gyayak Bhav. Which is the abode of bliss, which is made Param Sharana Bhut, supreme shelter you can get only in that Gyayak Bhav, Gyan Swabhav. And it is the Nij Paramatma Tattva. It is your core true self. Those who do not know this eternal pure self, whatever pariyai and sayog come to them, they become one with it, ekatva with the par and pariyai. So this forgetting the pure soul and ekatva with par and pariyai is the root cause of suffering. Your child died, your mother died is not the cause of your suffering. You are unaware of your pure self and you are not realizing it and absorbing in it is the cause of suffering. Very great statement has come out now. I hope it has reached you all. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Who will repeat what I told? Who will repeat what I told?
Forgetting our pure pure soul, taking shelter in the outside worldly things, that is the cause of suffering. But not taking, not understanding that we need to take shelter in the pure soul.
Okay. So taking shelter in the pure soul, at the drishti level, it will happen, means fourth gunasthan will come. Gyan darshan level, you have taken sharan, means fourth gunasthan. Charitra level, you take sharan, means fourth to 12th gunasthan. Okay, and beyond. And that gyan will flourish, flower. Keval Gyan, that is 30, or taking shelter in the pure soul is more important. Keval Gyan is the fruit. This admission in Atma ki class. And you passing out as a graduate is Keval Gyan. You are worried about graduating, but you are not worried about taking the admission. Hello.
Ma'am, your voice is not clear. In the network again.
Voice breaks, ma'am.
I'm with the net in the. Okay, one. Give me. Now, how is it?
Now better, ma'am.
Better.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Miss, what is the meaning of ahasta-shaped sucha?
Huh?
Ahasta-shaped sucha.
कहाँ पर है? Where is it? I don't get the word you're talking.
Page number 40, the first line.
हस्तक्षेप, non-interference. हस्तक्षेप करना मतलब interfere करना. हस्तक्षेप मतलब non-interference.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, now what they are telling, see, we are all pure souls. That is not going to lead to moksha. Just here being pure soul is the realization of the pure soul as it is. As it is, matlab tatvartha shraddhan. That is adoration, that is aradhana. Other than that, Indra, Chakravarti, Commander-in-Chief, ministers, kings, mountains, forts, caves, diamonds, precious gems, mantras, then palace, medicine, and non-living things or any living thing in this world together cannot give you shelter in the forest of the cycle of transmigration. And they've given two examples over here. The child of the young one of a deer in the mouth of a lion. And a bird that is in the middle of an ocean, far away from the ship on which it was sitting. Where can they find shelter? One bird was sitting on the ship and it flew away from the ship. And far around, no shore is there, no island is there. Where they can, so that bird can find shelter only on the ship. That animal cannot, no, even the mother cannot save that little young one. So do not do nidana bandha, have no desire, be prepared for death. Do not seek shelter here and there. Your Atma is the supreme abode, can give you Sharan. Contemplating thus is Asharana Bhavana. Is it clear, everybody? So Asharan Bhavana we have done. In this way, we have to do all the Bhavanas. For everything, they'll tell you there is no Sharan outside. Atma hi Ashar. So Anitya Bhavana, they told everything is momentary. Asharan Bhavana, they are telling you that they cannot give you Sharan. 1 second. Napa? அவர் உள்ளே இருக்கிறாரு அப்புறமா வாங்க அப்புறமா போயிட்டு வாங்க பக்கத்துல போயிட்டு வாங்க. And in Sansar Bhavana, they'll tell you that all are worthless. कोई सार नहीं है उनमें. In Anitya Bhavana, they told you everything is ephemeral, momentary. The same things in Asharan Bhavana, they are telling you because they are momentary, they cannot give you permanent shelter. And even if you try to seek shelter, there is no essence in it. There is no sar in it. So only when you are understood the three, the fourth ekatva bhavana, oneness with the pure soul will happen. So today I will try to do the sansara bhavana also. Okay. Is it clear, friends? So I may not be able to cover up everything. Your exam model question paper has opened for the third paper also. There you will have Barah Bhavana questions also. So with whatever I've told you, apply your common sense and answer those questions and complete the exams. Is it clear, friends?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
And if you
Yes,
don't,
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
and if you don't understand any question, you can call me. I'll help you to understand the question. I won't give the answer, but
Sure. Thanks, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
okay, yeah. Now come to the page number 46, Sansara Bhavana. All these Sanyog means all associations. See, there are three kinds of association. Write down. First is body, which is total another dravya, Pudgalastika. Second association is Rag, Bhavkar. When you go deeper, in your Gyan, all the Gye are coming, no? In your Gyan, you are cognizing some object or the other, no? You understand?
Vikalp.
So, can you permanently cognize one object? Can you permanently cognize one object?
No.
Never.
So that paryay of Gyan is also anitya. Understood? That paryay of body, paryay of rag, paryay of Gyan cannot give you sharan because they are all momentary. They are asharan swabhav. They are essenceless, worthless. What is worthy then? See here, diamond is important or the diamond factory is important?
Diamond factory.
You had a diamond, you lost it, but you have the diamond factory. Will you be worried about the diamond?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you want to take, I have more diamonds. Infinite factory mining of diamonds I have. Will you be worried about that one diamond?
No.
Who will be worried about that one diamond? One who does not have the factory. Now listen to me carefully. That Keval Gyan is like diamond. So if you're worried about the Keval Gyan diamond, you won't get it. But Atma is a factory of Anant Keval Gyan Paryay. So Bhagwan is not happy when he gets Keval Gyan. He is not sad when he gets Keval Gyan because he is looking at the Gyayak Bhav and he's become Vitarag. So Keval Gyan ko jhak maar ke aana padta. You understand the way to Keval Gyan? Hello.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Who will repeat what I told?
आत्मा फैक्ट्री है अनंत पर्याय की,
अनंत केवल ज्ञान पर्याय।
अनंत ज्ञान पर्याय की।
और केवल ज्ञान is एक one wave. That
ज्ञान
is one statement. And listen to me. From Bhagwan's factory, Keval Gyan Parya is coming. From our Atma factory also Keval Gyan ki Parya is coming. Not that Keval Gyan, but Keval Gyan ki Parya is coming. But we are not having oneness with it, no. So that Gyan is Rag Mishrit. And they are Anitya, they are Asharan, they are useless. The Gyan mixed with the Rag is also not dangerous. But the Gyan Atma thinks that I have Ragat, I am Ragat. That oneness with Gyan is not there. That is the cause of suffering. That Rag is not the cause of suffering. Rag will go only in 12th Gunasthan. But that oneness with Rag will go means that Ekatva Bhavna, oneness with the pure soul will come. So all the gay that come in
What
my
is the
Gyan,
Gunastan it goes in?
huh?
Is it in fourth Gunastan? The oneness with the Rag is going. Where we get the samajjashan.
When oneness with the Atma happens, it is the soul will reach in fourth Gunasthan.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Understood? So, anything that I've left incomplete, please tell me. So, Sansar, see, now you have one Lokas Swarup Bhavna, you have Sansar Bhavna. What is the difference between both? Sansar also means Lok. Lok also means Sansar. What is the difference? Who will tell me? Who has studied this? Kaun bolega?
Sansar is about transmigration of the soul. Log is like the Trilok and where the soul is transmigrating.
Very
so
good.
What is transmigrating is about Sansar and where is transmigrating is about Lok.
Very good. I think that was Padma Priya or Jayanti?
Yes, ma'am. Padma Priya, ma'am.
Yes. So Sansar Bhavna means char gati ke dukh. Bhav Brahman is Sansar Bhavana. How to come out of this Bhav Brahman is Sansar Bhavana, and where all the Jeev can go geographically, existentially, that is called Loka Bhavana. That is not called Lok Bhavana, that is called Lok. Oh, if I don't go in my pure soul, I can be reborn anywhere in this Lok and transmigrate. So I should be careful. Again, reinforcement of the commitment towards the pure self is the purpose of the Barah Bhavana. Okay, now come to Sansara Bhavana. Page number 46. All the Sanyog in the Sansar are Dukkhamaya, Nirarthak, Malin. They are useless. They are cause of anxiety. And they are not permanent, so impure. जग जालमय गतिचार में संसरण ही संसार. Wandering in the fourfold existence is sansar. Why do we wander? They have given a very beautiful line. Brahma rog vash. Illusion. Delusion. Brahm ho gaya. Is jeev ko bada bhari brahm ho gaya. That is only agyan and mithyatva. Because of this disease of Brahm, he is wandering, and that Brahm is the cause of sansar. All chitta vrittis are sanyogaja chitta vritti. Looking at the sanyog, your chit is getting disturbed. That is the sansar. But when your chit is not disturbed, you are in enlightenment and equanimity, then you are in sar. Otherwise, you are in sansar. Okay? Then he says, even if all the associations are favorable to you, still they cannot give you permanent happiness. And only from Vyavahar point of view, it is told that the Sanyog will give you Sukh. But the Chitta Vrittis, no, which are wandering, okay, they are always bringing the noose of birth and death around your neck. So what is the way out? Shelter in the pure soul. Day and night, if you keep on churning water, will you get ghee out of it?
No.
If you churn, not churn, if you mine the sands, will you get oil out of it? So he says, just as there is no ghee in water, there is no oil in the sand. In the same way, if your punya is not there, if your bhagya is not there, you won't get anything in this world. So the whole worldly activities is a game of punya and pap. It is a game of punya and pap. So without the realization of the pure soul, there is no sukh in sansar. That is the meaning of the third chand in the Hindi poetry. So if you wander in paryay, you are wandering in you are going to wander in sansar. And this sansar is full of, what to say, challenges. There's one very beautiful shlok, which says that your destination is very far. Time is very limited on your side. The path is full of obstacles. The mind is wavering. So quickly buck up and reach your destination. Don't wander here and there. I'm reminded of a nice joke. In one class, I think I've told you earlier also, I don't remember, but very nice it is. You can hear again. In one class, some inspectors went, school mein. And they asked the children, you want to go to heaven or hell? Swarg jana hai ki narak? Chote bachchon ki class. So, definitely all the children told, we want to go to Swarg. One child did not raise his hand. So the inspectors asked him, why you don't want to go to heaven, you want to go to hell? He said, no. I don't want to go to heaven, I don't want to go to hell. Then where do you want to go? He said, I don't want to go anywhere. Mama said you should come home straight. I want to go home. Mama told, don't go here and there. So I'm not going to heaven and hell. I want to go home. And that home is moksha.
Yes, ma'am.
You understood?
Yes, yes.
Heaven or hell, wherever you have to go, ultimately you have to go home. From heaven, you can't go home. You have to come back to the human world. From hell, you can't go home. You have to come to the human world. And you have already come to the human world. So now go back up and go home. Why are you wandering in the four gatis? You went in all the four gatis, but your Atma did not become any gati wala. If I come and stay in your house for 3 days, I don't belong to your house.
Yes, yes.
Like that, the Atma is going to Char Gati. It does not belong to any Gati because it belongs to Pancham Gati. But it doesn't know the way to Pancham Gati, no. For that only, we have to read this Jainism. So what he is telling over here, ki all paryay in sansar are paryay, whereas Atma is the Trikali Dhruv Dravya. And it is Sukh ka dham. Your soul is an abode of bliss. And you are away from it means that paryay is called sansar. When your paryay is not interested in the Trikali Dhruv Dravya, that paryay is called sansar. Bhav sansar. And the sansar you are born in is the dravya sansar. So now that you have understood that you are an eternal pure soul, adore it. Adore it so that you get the Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, and you absorb in it and never come out of it. So this Aradhana is the essence of all Aradhana. You understood? And very beautifully they say, now come to page number 48. Dam bina nirdhan dukhi, Trishna vash dhanvan, कहू न सुख संसार में सब जग देखियो छान. दाम बिना, दाम मतलब पैसा. Without wealth, a poor man is suffering. Because of desire, a rich man is suffering. So all are suffering. More the desires, more is the suffering. No desires, no suffering. You want to change the TV channels, that is also desire. If I have the desire to teach you, that is also a desire. If you have desire for moksha, that is also desire. So this desire, no, is the cause of suffering. Then in Chedala also we have studied in Sansara Bhavana. Chaugati jeev, dukh jeev bhare hai, परिवर्तन पंच करे है, सब विधि संसार असारा, या में सुख नहीं लगारा. That is, in 4 gatis, the jeev are wandering, and panch parivartan, panch paravartan they are doing. In this way, the whole world is asar. There is not an iota of happiness in this sansar. So, focus on the dravya, have the dravya drishti, don't worry about the pariyai. See, had there been any sar in this world, do you think the Tirthankars would have left it and gone? Would they have advised us to leave it? Now he says very beautifully on page number 50 that you are looking for sar in this material world, no, and you are accumulating things. It is like you want to weigh some frogs in a weighing machine. Can you weigh the frogs in a weighing machine?
No, ma'am.
Why?
Because
They will jump off.
jump.
By the time you fix, 1 will jump, 2 will jump, 3 will jump. So he says over here, very interestingly, he says, when we have teeth, no, we don't have food to eat. And when we have food to eat, all the teeth have fallen. Those who have the appetite to digest even a stone, they are not getting ghee and milk to eat, drink. They are eating only suki rotiya. And those who are having everything, they have got diabetes. Doctor says no milk, no sugar, no sweets, ghee, no nothing. You all are 50 plus. You are going through some health issues or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
And all these are because of the acidity of the blood. So come to a simple raw alkaline diet for the body. Swad rahit. Live in the world, but don't take swad in the world, because there is no swad over there. See, then he says on page number 51, looking for happiness. Sansar means looking for happiness in momentary things is a wastage of time and energy. आपका वीर्य जा रहा है, आपका समय जा रहा है. So what to do for real happiness? What to do? Research on your pure soul. Who are you? What are you? What are you doing? He says this is not only important, but this is the only way to moksha. Researching on the pure soul. Then he says that having priti, priti means love, desire for mundane things is rag, is agyan, and that is the sansar. That is only sansar. That more rag, dvesh is only sansar. Living with the family or not is secondary. You may live with the family, but let not the family live in your mind. Let the boat be on the water, but let not the water be in the boat. So all this vikari bhav means flaws in the Atma. Flaws in the Atma, they are sansar. Then they have given the difference between Loka Bhavana and Sansara Bhavana. So Sansara Bhavana is like a bindu. Bindu means drop. And Loka Bhavana is like a Sindhu. Sansar is the world in which you are born. But Lok is where all you can be born. If you don't understand the Bhava Lok of the Atma. Is this going to help you, dear children? Hello.
Yes,
A lot.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
A lot.
Yes, ma'am.
So here he on page number 54 he says that Lok is Gyeya, but Sansar is Heya. In Keval Gyan you are going to know the Lok, but that Lok is not Gye, it is not Upadeya, it is Heya. Sansar is Heya, Chodne Layak. So in Loka Bhavana, they are going to describe the three Lok. Tiloya Pannati. In Sansara Bhavana, they'll talk about the suffering in the four gatis. So all Sanyog and Sanyogi Bhav are worthless, futile. So don't assign permanent reality to impermanent things. Be happy always. So in Anitya Bhavana, they said all Sanyog. Sanyog means anything that comes in contact with you is Shanabhangur, momentary. In Asharan Bhavana, they told you they cannot give you shelter. In Sansar Bhavana, they told that they are useless, futile, worthless. That doesn't mean you disrespect your family. Give them their due respect. Externally. Internally, this is Vyavar. I've got nothing. Okay? So as long as you focus on the external world, you cannot focus on the internal world. And until and unless you know how to focus on the internal world, you cannot stop focusing on the external world. Very powerful statement I have told. Please take cognizance of it.
Ma'am, wouldn't be an acting.
Yeah, acting only. What is the meaning of the word natak? Na atak. Everything is natak only. But you don't atkafy. Like an actor is acting like a king. But does he think upon himself as a king?
No.
No.
Huh?
No,
Shah
ma'am.
Rukh Khan is doing the acting of a king. Shivaji Ganeshan doing the acting of a king. Does he think he's a king?
No, ma'am.
How beautifully he delivers all the dialogues. Kitna bhed vigyan andar mein chalta hai. Even though I'm doing all this, I'm not all that. Same thing we have to do. Understood, dear?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Shakespeare also has told no, all the world is a stage and we are all mere actors in it.
Yes, ma'am.
All role play because of karma uday happening. So don't get carried away by the karma uday. Keep the param parinamic bhav in mind. Okay. So all are anitya, everything goes. Dukh ka hi dusra naam sansar hai. So he says that again and again you are telling the same things. So it looks like pishta patient. Pishta patient means repetition. Then he says it looks like repetition, but it is not repetition. Because the viewpoint is different. The thrust upon things is different. So if you are suffering in the world, that means you are not an enlightened person. Be enlightened. Be a lamp unto yourself. Okay. So all this sukh, dukh is all imagination, all mind games. You are a knower and seer. Realize that. Don't be anxious. What will happen tomorrow? The present is a present. Be present in the present. That is called samaik. That bhav is called samaik. When you are present in the present and you enjoy the awareness in the present, then you get Ratnatra. If you want, go and read the book, The Power of NOW. How difficult it is to come in the present.
Eckhart Tolle, no, ma'am?
Yes, Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle, dear. Understood Sansara Bhavana? Now, we take to these three bhavanas. The fruit of it is Ekatva Bhavana. Everything else is an elaboration of these four bhavanas. If you go behind Anitya, Ashar and Sansar, it is Asrav. And if you come to your pure soul, it is Samvar, Nirjara, it is Dharma. Coming to that is Bodhi Durlabh. Okay, you don't want, and look at the world. Look where you will go and how you will again come, get a chance to come to your own pure self. So Ekatva means oneness with the pure soul. And fifth one is Anyatva. The body is Anya and it is full of Ashuchi. So why should I delight in this? Because of the oneness with the body, you want to go to the cosmetics, you want to go to the shopping for different clothes, you want to go to hotels, you want to go globetrotting, you want to buy the mattresses, you want to buy the sofas. But if you have oneness with the pure soul, all these things will get minimized or not? Minimalism. Bolo.
Yes, ma'am.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
So there are so many people following minimalism, but they don't have this Barah Bhavna. They don't have Ratnatraya. So their minimalism will lead to moksha?
No, ma'am.
No, no. So go and enlighten all the minimalists. Start a minimal club, the Jain Minimal Club, Enlightened Jain Minimal Club. And put my name there. I follow minimalism. If I get 2 dresses in my wardrobe, 2 have to go out. If I get one thing has to go out of my house. Whatever you have not used for 2 years, give it to somebody. Apna utar, unka shringar. Give it to somebody who needs it. Anything that you have not used in 4 years, 2 years corona ka chhod do. 4 years you have not used them, touch them. Any suitcase, any blanket, any dress, any towel, give it to somebody. दिमाग को खाली रखो, जितना जरूरत का है उतना रखो. मुनि नहीं है ना, जरूरत का रखो, बिना जरूरत का सब बांट दो, दे दो. देने में कितना सुख है देखो. दान. 6 आवश्यक कर्तव्य ऑफ अ हाउसहोल्डर. देव पूजा, every day do Paramatma darshan. Guru pasti, visit the gurus. If gurus are not there, read the Acharya's books. Kunda Kunda, the great legendary Acharya's books. Then do Swadhyay. Then in your life will come Sayyam. Then in your life will come Tap and Dan. That way you will be seeking the Sar and not going behind the Asar. Clear, friends? Today we'll like to close with this.
Yes.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have one question, one
Yes.
difficulty. Can I ask?
Please, please, please.
You know, you said that Man Vachan Kaya is done. So
Yes.
in what apeksha? Because I didn't understand that part. Please, can you repeat and explain?
See, in Siddha Bhagwan, they don't have man, vachan, kaya, no?
हाँ.
So they don't have the sahay of man, vachan, kaya.
हाँ.
Just imagine you walk on your own and you have clutches and you walk.
हाँ.
So man, vachan, kaya are the clutches. The Atma is handicapped by man, vachan, kaya.
हाँ, so अवलंबन लेना पड़ता है.
हाँ.
अच्छा.
आप
हाँ.
श्वेतांबर में 33 बोल आता है, उसमें 3 दंड है मन, वचन, काय. See, when you do some punishment, you land in the jail.
हाँ.
You are in the care of the jail.
हाँ.
Likewise, the Atma is in the care of man, vachan, kaya. It is being punished in the body, which is a jail.
अच्छा.
For not realizing its pure soul.
हाँ, हाँ, हाँ.
Not for killing anybody,
but
for not realizing the pure soul, you are put behind the bars of this body.
Okay.
Body means man, vachan, kaya.
Right. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
है ना, जैनिज्म बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है ना.
हाँ.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, class is over.
Miss, I thought कि 5 इंद्रियां मिलना और पर्याप्ति ये सब तो blessings है कि हम संगी है, हमको यूज करना है. तो अब तक तो I was thinking कि we are blessed to have all that.
हाँ, when compared to 1, 2, 3 sense, you are blessed. You have done tremendous punya to get the 5 indriya. But for what? For liberation. If you put them to use for liberation, you are indeed blessed. But if you don't use them for realization and liberation, you will abuse them, overuse them, misuse them, and land in nigot.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Lovely class.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very nice
Well
class.
explained, ma'am. Very
Thank you,
nice class,
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Jai
Jai
Jinendra,
Jinendra,
Thank you.
ma'am. Jai Jinendra, ma'am.
Jai Jinendra.
Jasmine, ma'am.
Jai Jinendra, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Jai Jinendra.
Thank you.